Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the Vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the Vault. This is episode 734, special edition, spiritual rebirth. Really excited about this particular episode. We got Dr. Bay on here, so we know a lot of the old listeners and listeners that have been listening for a while. They're really going to enjoy this particular episode, as we do have Dr. Bay present in the building today. And so, wanted to really talk about an event that is coming up here. And if you're of African indigenous descent, you're actually allowed to come. And so, very focused on helping out, a very specific group of people. And we can get those details from Dr. Bay as far as the location and where it's being held. But we have an event coming up here. Dr. Bay, good day, good day. How are you today?
I'm doing great and getting greater just like you.
Thank you. I appreciate that too. So, Dr. Bay, wanted to bring you on the line today to find out what you want to bring our way as far as the event that you have coming up when it comes to possibly a spiritual rebirth. Could you talk to us today about what is, the theme? How long have you been doing this? And talk to us possibly about a spiritual rebirth and why we need to even get there and get it done.
Well, actually, it was one of the things my father introduced to me when I was a very, very, very young child, probably 2 or 3 years old. And it's a system of understanding the challenges as well as the blessings that you have, that is not something that you are consciously aware of. You really have to go through the systems of this to do it, and which is a system of going into your lab, as I call it, at another level, on a conscious spiritual level, to find out what your father felt about having a child before you were ever conceived. So most people don't realize that they are being affected today because of what their father felt, but most of all because of what their mother felt. In other words, you and your mother were connected. The nerves that ran through her ran through you, and the feelings and emotions and all. And so if she was worried or grieving or going through changes, righteous or unrighteous, these affected you in a spiritual way and affect you even today if you haven't gotten rid of them or cleared them from you. Some of
So,
you may not want to clear from you because they could be very righteous and along the lines of what you desire, and others could be a major challenge because they are carrying you to feel and act a certain way that is a detrimental to you in many ways, and others too. So, understanding that you need to also find out about the foundational aspects of your life and the building in which your life functions through after coming through that, which is created by your immediate environment. What do I mean by that? After you are born, as most people, when they talking about when you came on earth or your birthday, but I call it your first birthday because you were inside your mother, you were already on earth, but you hadn't taken your first breath yet. And so when you get out and take your first breath, then the next 9 years is going to form a very, very important aspect of your life. And so it is extremely important for you to understand and deal with and realize this, what it done for you in an advantageous way or in a detrimental way, and get rid of the detrimental way and expand on the advantageous way. And all of this is part of a spiritual rebirth. In other words, uh, what you would do is, if it's a 1 day for you, you would go through what your father has brought to you. If it's a 2 day, which is unity, and your mother and what she brought to you while you were inside of her, then the 3 day is the communication days, when you are outside and you now start seeing the first year of your life, you start seeing things and feeling things and even communicating things in your actions, whether it's laughing or crying. Then the 4 day is when you start making the movements about and start doing the things you need to do to be the you that you're divinely designed to be and be. The 5 day is when you are able to start making changes, because up until that time, most of the things were brought to you and done through your mother, father, or your immediate environment. The 6th day is a day that you literally feel the strength and the harmony that is and has been brought to you, not just by your family, but by your family and the experiences you made and had during your 5. The 7th day, and at this time you should be, and most people are, reading or counting or knowing alphabets and that type of thing. So, but it is a day that causes you to see things in a righteous or an unrighteous way. Your 8th day is a time that you set goals and things for yourself and doing this type of thing. And I'm saying these in days because these really are dealing with years in your life and not the next day. But the 8th year is the year of you started visualizing what you're going to manifest or have power and wealth. And the 9th year is the year that you see what you are divinely designed to complete in this lifetime and do for yourself and others too. So with this being said, this is what a spiritual rebirth is divinely designed to do. And certainly it's one of the things that we're going to do at the conference. If we have the people come through, one of the major things we're going to do is go take you through a spiritual rebirth so that you can go through and know what caused certain challenges and what caused certain feelings in you. And if you don't want the feelings, how to get rid of them, remove the blockages. And if you do want them, how to enhance them and increase the power. So with this being said, this is basically what a spiritual rebirth is about. Taking you through and giving you a rebirth in energy so that you will know, be able to demonstrate, show, because you'll grow now in a more spiritual way and a greater understanding of what caused things to happen to you every day, be it a righteous or an unrighteous way.
Okay.
Well, that's what I have to say.
Okay, great. And so we want to. This is a lot for many to handle because they're not used to what will be considered accurate, demonstrable knowledge. So let's just talk about. I really was sitting here thinking about it as you were speaking about the system Everybody thinks, oh, well, I just heard Dr. Bay go through these days, and I'm going to read the Bible, and I'm going to read this book, and I'm going to compare what he said to this, that, and the third. And, I know, quite a few of our people are what they call spiritual. People like to call themselves spiritual because they don't want to be religious. They don't want to be a specific religion under those things as far as claiming them. So then you got groups of people that are like, hey, I still know that I have some level of title and ancestor. My thought process is ancestral, spiritual. I haven't, I haven't felt like I resonated with these other things, but they're aware that there's something on the dark side. They're aware of the dark side. They're aware of meditation, and so they say, okay, Dr. Bay, you know, maybe there are some things that are some blockages that I can consciously know that there's something there, but I don't know how to get rid of it. So they would say, okay, well, you're saying a spiritual rebirth is going to be my cure all. Is that the case? Is that what people are truly missing, is the spiritual rebirth? Because a lot of people are on drugs. A lot of people think that they think they can meditate it out. Maybe they can actually meditate it out. Maybe they can take so much time meditating that they eventually remove the blockage. Would you agree?
Yes.
All right, great. So now
Yes.
we're not
There
necessarily.
are other ways to move the blockage other than just simply going through a spiritual rebirth. But the energy is cause and effect that we really need to understand. And so the best way to get rid of any effect is to know what caused it and stop doing what caused it
Well, I appreciate you coming
or
at it
what's
from that
causing it.
perspective, Dr. Bay. I like to think that, we're evolved in a thought here, at least on our side of the table, which is there's words, Dr. Bay, and words have a vibration to them. So I'll give you an example. There is a cause. Yes, there is a cause. If you're aware of who you are the cause. There's nothing outside of you that is the cause. But there is a word called affect, not effect. Affect. And so if we come at it from a Newtonian perspective of cause and effect, and we're dealing with the effect and the perspective of this has any type of bearing on the cause, it doesn't. Because you are the cause and the effect, which means you affect the effects that you experience. By that being the case, it would encourage someone to do what we're talking about, which is a spiritual rebirth. But we would like to pose that as a thought process because so many get caught up on the cause and the effect when it's a cause and effect. And that's the only thing that we can control. We can affect things through the causes that we have, through the thoughts that we have, through the feelings that we have. We can affect things. We don't have to deal with the effects of our effects. We can deal with those things, but I would say from the perspective of when an individual thinks that they're at the negative end of effects, which means I'm not sure about the cause, but I can see the effects. So I cannot see the cause, but I can see the effects. So how do you get to the cause and find out the cause? Well, you have to know how you're affecting yourself. You have to know what you're causing to affect yourself. You have
Well,
to.
that's what the spiritual rebirth does.
Correct. I'm just speaking at it once again, Dr. Bay, from the perspective of focusing on the effects, not on the effects, because the causes that affect us are the things that matter in the first place. What are the causes, the reasons, the things that we love and do that are affecting us to get the effects that we're receiving in life? Because the effects are a receiving, it's not a thing that's happening to you, correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well,
I haven't analyzed.
you
I
the one that
haven't
brought up cause
encoded
and
and
effect.
decoded
This is
what
what I
you
talk
said.
to people about. This is they want to say statements, but they don't understand the meaning of what they're saying. Cause and effect means if you cause something, we're talking about the effect now. When people speak about the effect, they speak about them being at the they're not necessarily the victim of it, but they consider it a consequence. And it can come off as
Okay.
I don't
And
know.
maybe I'm pronouncing the word wrong.
No,
Is
there
it
are two.
call? Is it a effect or is it effect?
Exactly. And exactly. And that's why it's important to know the words. So there is a effect, which begins with an A, and there's an effect. So if you're going for a Newtonian, what is his name? Isaac Newton thought process, which is cause and effect, then yes, someone would think that life is happening to them because they're not in control of the cause that affects them to cause an effect. The effect is what we would want to gear our mind towards because then there's nothing outside of your control. The effects are in your control, the effects are not in your control. They are the byproduct of your thoughts and your actions, and actually they're the cause. They're actually the byproduct of your effects. What are you affected by? What are you affecting? Not what are you effecting, because the effecting is a receiving. It's, oh, okay, this is what I get from concentrating on a certain thought for a certain period of time, or whatever. If I dig long enough, the effect is I'm gonna I'm gonna have a hole here or a ditch here. Whereas the effect is what is causing you to do what you're doing. It's not just the cause now, it's how are you affecting the earth when you're actually digging the hole. You're affecting something. Affecting something. How are you affecting your environment? Are you affecting it with love? Are you affecting it with grace? Are you affecting it with strength? Are you affecting it with power? Or are you at the victimhood of the effects, which means the surroundings have control over you, the environment has control over you. You can't get out of the so-called white man society, and the white man runs the world thought process and utilizing these color labels to classify the human races. These are things that people say, I'm at the effect of, the slavery and this, that, and the third. They're at the effects. But what are you affecting in the world? And the way that we wanted to share that today, at least with Dr. Bay on the line, is sharing that the effects. How were you affected by your parents? Not affected. How were you affected by your parents and what they did and what they were thinking and what they were feeling? And those things have an effect. You're the effect of what they affected into the world at the time of your conception. So we really wanted to share with individuals today, hey, we want to bring the best of the best on the line. We brought Dr. Bay through. We know we're the best. We work with the best. Dr. Bay's been the best at everything he's done. Man's been in business since he's been a child. So for all the ones that say, "Oh, I want to be an entrepreneur," Dr. Bay's never had a job. So for all the ones that think that they're inspired, guess what? Dr. Bay didn't. He didn't. He aspired. He aspired at a certain age to be a businessman and be an entrepreneur. And he did it. It wasn't just he was at the effects, he affected his environment by receiving the effects of his thought process and his feelings, which Dr. Bay was programmed by his family, and they clearly were entrepreneurs. He'll verify that. So it's not like he wasn't brought up by entrepreneurs. Dr. Bay was brought up by entrepreneurs, so his no, you kind of end up being what you were affected by, which was his parents being entrepreneurs. He has an incredible story, an incredible man. Dr. Bay wanted to bring him on today to share him with you all. He does have an event coming up. It's something. What days are they, Dr. Bay?
From the 3rd through the 10th of April.
Alrighty, well, Dr. Bay's got the events coming up from the 3rd to the 10th. If you want to reach out, find out where the event is going to be at and what's going on. It is a private event. That's why we come at you all. We don't really need to feature Dr. Bay's face on the episode, even though he's a beautiful man. If you guys want to see him on, we'll bring him on maybe one day for an episode. But at the end of the day, Dr. Bay's somebody that, if you need to meet with him face to face, he's always about that. Traveling man for sure. Once again, just y'all hear about the event coming up. It's going to be from April 3rd to the 10th, so it's going to be 7 days, and it's just going to be a time of your life. Once again, just focused on really getting in alignment, ladies and gentlemen, with your spiritual alignment. And you can never be too much in spiritual alignment. You know where you come from and you know where you're going to go. You know that there's a life after death, and so it's just a transition, it's just a transformation. And for all of you all looking for a transformation in your life right now, everybody's looking for a transformation. Where if you're looking for the transformation, you got to get to where the people that are transforming, wanting to actually do it and doing it, putting their money where their mouth is, and doing it. And so really excited about this particular episode, because Dr. Bay, he invites us to it every year, and we make it a point to connect with Dr. Bay and get the right people there to the event as well. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, is getting around the right people. Now, this information is very, very specific. It's very, very specific. Very, very. It's very, very, powerful. Everybody say they know the numbers, but then they don't know how to do a spiritual rebirth. They don't know how all of it ties together in a system. Dr. Bay can tell y'all stories of how people have offered him tons of money for the information just to be dedicated to him alone. But at the end of the day, Dr. Bay is wanting to say, hey, to African indigenous descent people, if you guys want to, take your places back where you want to be, for the ones that feel like they supposed to be in a specific place, the vision in your mind, the vision in your heart, what you see for yourself. And all y'all say, oh yeah, I want that Yoda. I want the Yoda in my life. I want the little guy that knows how to float. I want the guy that's the smallest guy, but he's the most powerful. Hey, look, Dr. Bay may not be more powerful, but is he a Yoda? Yes. And when you see, we've had relationships with Dr. Bay for years now on the podcast. We featured him, done episodes with him. Dr. Bay is versed in dang near everything we want to do. So for all of y'all that wonder, oh man, Dr. Bay hasn't touched anything that I'm doing, he's touched it in a way or indirectly. And that's what it's all about. It's about connecting with people that can truly give you some words of wisdom and not just give you some knowledge. Because knowledge is power for sure. The information is powerful. But wisdom means he didn't just tell you that you could swim. He's showing you. And that's what it's all about. It's about demonstrating and showing. So when all y'all say, oh, I want to be in trusteeship, yeah, you could want to be in trusteeship all you want. But somehow, how are you having a hard time struggling executing? It's your divine purpose, right? It's your divine reason for being, right? You're supposed to be a trustee. The information came to you for a reason, correct? Right. So you got to execute the information. But if you know you could do it better, and there's also some challenges in the way, we're only here to solve problems. What else are you here to do? Some of the challenges are yourself, some of the challenges are other people's. But we're here to solve challenges. We're here to help each other. That's why it takes more than one person to have a baby, because you got to help somebody. So Dr. Bay is here to serve, always been here to serve. We always appreciate you, Dr. Bay. Is there anything else you'd like to say today? For the people, they always appreciate you coming their way, sharing what you had to say about a spiritual rebirth today.
The only thing I can say is that I love them, and there ain't nothing they can do about it except bring some more people through so I can love them too.
Hey, appreciate you, Dr. Bay. It's interesting you say that. I'm in it on this because I know you would appreciate this. It comes down to loving yourself, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of people, they got to get into that space where you love yourself. And love is
absolutely right.
Love is a measurable thing, ladies and gentlemen. You can say, oh man, why would Dr. Bay want to help me do a spiritual rebirth? Because he loves you. Because he loves himself. He loves his people. And is it wrong for us to say that in the public? Is it wrong for us to say that you love your own people? Is it wrong for you to say you love yourself in public? That's where we are in society today. Because if you love yourself and you love your people, then Dr. Bay, that's what he's doing this for. To help our people increase their love for themselves so we can look at each other and love each other. How you going to look at your own people and you not love them? That's how you get unity. It's an easy fix. How do we get over these mental blockages, these consciousness? Oh man, we don't work together. You get over the consciousness by having a spiritual rebirth to say, man, we got to correct this mentally, not just physically. Because The physical is the effects. The mental is the effect. How are you affecting your environment? How are you affecting your life? How are you affecting it? Are you taking responsibilities for your effects? Or is it just, oh man, cause and the effect? I'm dealing with the effects of my causes. What causes? What are you causing to happen in your environment? What are you causing to happen to you? How about that? What are you causing to happen to you? Are you causing for people like the Dr. Bay to come into your life and show you how to love yourself more, or increase your love window for yourself and others? That's what it's all about. Appreciate you, Dr. Bay, for sharing everything, for being the man that you are and standing on the truth, standing on the principles of our ancestors. Always appreciate you big time. We appreciate you, and we're going to go ahead and share you, because we understand what love is. Love is giving. It's not just receiving, it's giving. And so we appreciate our people that have listened to this episode, and they want to go out and they want to help others as well. Feel free to reach out, Christian@trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian@trustchristian.com. Get the details for the workshop with Dr. Bay, the event. Look forward to hearing from you. Peace.